Between the full moon in Gemini and the year of the snake coming to an end, I've been releasing more baggage than a toxic ex at a therapy appointment he swore he didn't need. Welcome to the Mostly All Figured Out podcast, where we get real about the messy, unfiltered process of becoming the person you actually want to be in your career, your family, your friendships, and your love life. And because accountability is everything for me and my ADHD brain, I'm going to take on a new healthy habit every month, and I'm going to bring you along for the ride. So we're going to be doing things like waking up early every day, tracking our spending, working out consistently, posting consistently on our business social media accounts, and together we'll see in real time whether this stuff actually makes a difference and is worth giving a try. I am truly so grateful that you are here, and I'm so excited for what's next for us. So let's get into the episode and become the best versions of ourselves together. What's up, my babies? It is the Mostly All Figured Out podcast. I'm your host, Emily Rose, and we're here. I have this ring light just shining so brightly on me. I think we've figured out that ring lights are not it, but I don't have a solution right now. And I got to record these podcasts when I can. Cheers, babes. And I have no time right now. So we're going to zip through this one. She says that. Watch this be like a 45-minute episode. No, that I cannot do that. Number 1, welcome. Welcome. If this is your first time coming here, I'm so glad you're here. Who am I? I'm just a girl. Honestly. I really am just a girl. I'm a girl living in Western New York, the city of Buffalo. It's a beautiful town if you've never been here before. We have so much to offer beyond chicken wings. We really do. And yeah, I don't know why I had a dramatic pause there, but yeah, we have art, we have music, we have all sorts of foods. We have a beautiful restaurant and bar scene here. Great shopping, great little shops. Canal side is fun. All seasons. We know how to have fun in all the seasons. I personally hate cold. I don't do well in the cold. I have poor circulation. I need to get better gloves. If anyone has a great a brand of gloves that really keeps their hands warm, let me know. Same thing with boots. I'm in the market for boots. Anyway, focus. I have ADHD. That's pretty clear. And it's a work in progress. I own a business called Inspired Events Collective, which is mostly consulting for nonprofits. I love to do fundraising events, help them with campaigns, etc. Started this podcast in 2022, mainly because, I don't know, I like talking to people. I like connecting with people. When I started it, if you scroll back, you'll see almost all of my episodes were interviews. I love doing it, but it is very hard to do that every single week. And so I don't anymore. Now I do an interview a month, which is tough because there's so many people I want to interview, but we're working it out. The other thing we do here, I mentioned it in the intro, is each month I pick based off of the votes of the people. Follow us at Mostly All Figured Out. Yes, I don't know why I second guess myself there too. It's at Mostly All Figured Out on Instagram. I'm thinking about starting a TikTok. Feels like another line of like just more work. And I don't know if I have capacity or time for it, but I also want more people to listen. So we'll see. Maybe that's 2026, Emily. I don't know. But people vote on the Instagram. So follow us on Instagram. You can vote for January. Who knows? Who knows what it's going to be January? November. Today we're going to recap the November habit. We're going to talk about what December is and just a couple other little things before I run out of here. I got to deliver some soccer stuff. Also I'm a single mom. Shout out to all the single moms doing the best they can out here. And I'm just single. I'm single. I'm very single. And you know what? It's great. Happy holidays. Am I right? I love it. Cheers. Okay, so November. So November, the habit was no screens. First, it was no screens after 9 p.m. That was tough to do with all the other responsibilities and with my schedule as an event planner. Then we switched it to no screens in bed. So the thing is, the best part about the no screens in bed was the habits that I ended up picking up kind of not accidentally. Well, yeah, actually, some of them were accidental habits that I ended up picking up. Others were more intentional, but they were easier to take on because of the habit of not scrolling till friggin' midnight in bed. So one of the things was journaling. I mentioned this before. If you listen to any of the past episodes from this month, the most glaring, devastating discovery of not scrolling in bed was that the true blatant fact that I was using scrolling to dissociate. I know that maybe seems obvious to most people, but it's true. It's true, y'all. It is a great way to dissociate. It's a great way to not have to feel your feelings. It's a great way to just get some cute little dopamine hits when you need them the most, And so when I didn't have that, I was like, well, now I'm feeling everything. What the hell am I going to do with this? So I just started writing. And I really love that for me because I think, again, journaling is one of those things that we always hear. This is a really good thing to do. Get it out of your head, put it on paper. But I think that I a lot of times will get caught up in the specifics and the logistics and doing things the perceived right way, right? The right way to journal is to make sure you do it consistently, do it every day, do it in this way, make sure it's the same. No, it's just do it when you need to do it. And sometimes I write in paragraphs. Sometimes I write almost in lyrics in poetry. It's just words coming out of my mouth. Sometimes, well, not my mouth, my hand. So I think it was great because I realized that I don't have to do that. Maybe as a habit that the benefit in it is not the consistency, but rather the knowing that it's there as a, what's the word I'm looking for? As a tool in my toolbox to use when I need to cope. A coping mechanism. That's the one. So that was great. I also started reading at night again. And shout out, by the way, I had posted on my at Mostly All Figured Out Instagram about wanting to get into romance novels, into sexy novels, reading for fun, a concept that has been very hard for me to grasp most of my adult life. So a friend of mine had recommended Court of Thorns and Roses. Not for me. I don't like bloody. I don't like people being sliced in my romance. Not in a, you know what I mean, okay? So I put it out there. I took a clip from a podcast where I talked about this, put it on my social. I got so many great recommendations for fun novels that won't cause anxiety. So I just want to give a shout out to everybody for doing that. I did start reading First Time Caller by B.K. Borison. Yes. And I have three more books that are in the lineup for me to keep reading. So it's just fun to especially now, especially if you're living in a place where it is cold and snowy and you just want to get all snuggly and cozy. Having a fun book to read is really the best. So I'm loving that. I've really gotten into my tarot cards. Thank you to my Bezzy, Maria, for getting me these, my first tarot deck. Do you believe that? Do you believe that you have to be gifted your first deck of tarot cards? I talked about this with Beth, who was on the podcast a few episodes back. Let me try and remember to put a link to her episode in the show notes. But yeah, we talked about that, and Beth is my tarot reader. She's amazing. She's incredible. And she said that you should do whatever you feel. Just do whatever you feel, which is, I think, right. I think that's always right. Anyway, so I've been getting into tarot, and not everyone's going to like to hear me say this, But ChatGPT has really been helping me decode and figure it out, and I fucking love it. I fucking love it. I'm sorry. I'm sorry to the water. But chat is like really saving my life sometimes lately. My mornings are better. I'm getting up. I feel energy. I'm sleeping better in the night. And it's easier for me to wake up early when I'm not scrolling till midnight, which means I am a calm mom. And could we ask for anything more, especially single parents? Mornings can be tough. And I'm late. I'm always late. It is one of the biggest struggles for me as a person with ADHD. I am always late. My time management, horrendous. Horrendous. I'm so sorry to every employer I ever had before who gave me the feedback that I need to work on my time management, and for the way that I was indignant about it, not to their face, after receiving that criticism. You're right. You were right. You were always right. So sorry to my boys, but not scrolling at night is helping me to be less late, which is helpful for them and less stressful for them. So I'm grateful for that. I worked out a ton more in November. I hadn't worked out in ages. I mean, when I had a lovely summer relationship. It was really very nice. It was good for me. At that time, fortunately, did not work out. But during that time, I chilled. Sip, sip. I chilled. I was not working out. I was very happily in that relationship and just sitting on my couch. And I think I needed that. I really do think I needed that. But I needed to get back in the gym, and I am back in the gym. Thank you. So we're getting closer to being ready. When I first put the polls out for what the habit would be for November, one of the options was working out, and that was the winner. However, I wasn't ready, and I don't want to fail. I don't want to set myself up to fail. Like, we have to be realistic with ourselves, right? We know you have to look at your situation, look at your schedule, look at what you have in front of you. And sometimes it's just not the time. And November was not the time. I wanted it idealistically to be the time. It was not the time. But we're getting closer. We're getting closer. I think in the new year, well, it's December, so this is the last month for this year. So it will be in the new year, but it's coming, and we're getting there. And I've been working on it this week, thanks to, I think in part, the December habit that I will be discussing shortly. I Wednesday, Thursday, Friday got myself into the gym, and I feel great about it. What else did I do? Oh, also, in addition to not scrolling, I got back into listening to podcasts. I really fell off of listening to podcasts. And there is one particular podcast that I freaking love. She also has a book club where she reads personal development books and will comment on them. The podcast is called Law of Attraction Changed My Life. I sometimes fall off of her because some of her ideals and mine don't always line up. However, she's like her message resonates with me because I relate to this woman so much. She is a single mom. She has 3 daughters. I started listening to her podcast when she started it, which was like pandemic time, and she had nothing. She had just lost her business because of the pandemic. She had just had twins. Her older daughter and her twins are kind of like similar age difference as my boys. And she is extremely successful now. But what I love most about her is she's not like those typical, and women are, I hate to say it, but so many women are the worst for this. She's not like those typical like personal development, be your best self ladies. She's just a real person, and she's hilarious, and she's kind of messy, and she like shares. She does what I try to do and what I'm trying to do with this podcast, which is like share the messy middle, share like the hard parts, but then the things that are working. So her message always resonates with me and is very, very relatable to me. So I started listening to her again, and it like I needed it. I really needed it. She talks about co-parenting and like, so all of it really helped me. So that was great. And it just helped to like raise my vibe and my energy. And I really needed that because I've been feeling a lot of things. We'll get to that too. So that was really helpful. So the takeaway is of the November habit, removing one bad habit of scrolling at night unlocked an entire lifestyle shift for me. It really did. And so, number one, if this is something you've been thinking about trying, do it. Do it. If you have fallen into this habit, do it, especially if you have kids. Think about it. Do you want your kids doing that? No, I don't want my kids scrolling in bed. I'm terrified of phones and my children. So neither of them. I mean, one of them is 5, but my 10-year-old does not have a phone and I'm scared. I'm holding off on that as long as possible. But like, what kind of an example am I setting? If one of the things I try to do with him is read at night. It's a habit that I'm trying to re-pick up. We lost it. We did it for a long time. I'm trying to pick it up again. So we'll get all snuggly and we'll read. And I found myself at first, like, I was scrolling, like, what are you doing? This is how kids learn. Not because of what you tell them, but because of what you show them. If I'm showing him, oh, I'm a grown-up, so it's okay for me to do this, why wouldn't he also think it's okay for him to do that? So is that for you? Is it you? Are you doing that? Stop it. Don't feel bad. Don't punish yourself. Don't be a meanie to yourself. But just try doing it. Try it for a week. See how you feel. I highly recommend. Highly recommend. Moving on. December habit. What is our habit? We're working from home, babies. We're working from home. We're working in this office. I'm slowly shifting it into podcast mode. My beautiful, lovely, wonderful sister, Mary, offered to help me this month. So I think we're going to make it happen. We're going to get a nice mural on this wall. Ooh, that's a good stretch. Because, I've been working out. That's a good stretch. So we're going to get a nice mural on this wall. This is going to be interesting. You can see I have a couple chairs here. I put a little table there. I don't know if that's going to stay there, but I'm excited about it. So, but that's not the point. The point is that I'm working here. I'm not cafe surfing. So I definitely fell into a habit of never working from home. And what has that done for me? Number one, horrible habit of eating lunch and drinking coffee outside of the house, spending so much money on cafes. I love my local cafes. I love them. I love them so much. But I have spent hundreds of dollars over the last couple of months. Not more than that, but a lot of dollars I've spent in cafes that there's no need. Especially now, it's holidays. Christmas is coming. It's basically here. Also, I don't know, again, you may be listening from different places. For some reason, in Western New York, many, if not most, it's starting to change a little, of our cafes here close at 2 o'clock. At 2 o'clock. Why? No, they close at 2. And so and of course it's like my favorite ones. So then I find myself having to move to another cafe, which means I've already had a coffee. I'm going to get myself another coffee or maybe a tea or maybe a little treat in a different place because I need to keep working. And also sometimes co-working is great. Sometimes it's not. Although I don't know. I've gotten to a good pattern with my coworkers. Shout out to Michaela and Bridget. A couple of my regular coworkers. Those are my girls. They're great. All right, y'all. I have huge news. We officially have another sponsor of the podcast. And honestly, it could not be more on brand or more personal. I am talking about Mercury Salon and the one and only Felicia Cardinelli, aka my fairy or hairy godmother. You see what I did there? Did you see that? Did you see it? Felicia has been doing my hair for nearly a decade. She opened Mercury Salon in 2014, and I have been in that chair for many a personal crisis. but a lot of celebrations too, and literally everything in between. But the thing is, Felicia is not just a hairstylist. She is a hype woman, a therapist, a low-key nutritionist, a matchmaker, a business mentor, and she will call you out when you need to hear it. God knows I need to. When you walk into Mercury Salon, right in the heart of Allentown at 43 Allen Street in Buffalo, you're immediately wrapped in this energy of like relief. Like I can breathe now. I'm safe here. Mama Felicia's gonna take care of me. You're offered a coffee. Maybe you put some Irish cream in there, or a glass of wine, perhaps just some water because we gotta stay hydrated, you know? And then you just settle in for what I like to call glam with a side of emotional reckoning. I'll be honest, I've never called it that, but that's what ChatGPT summed it up as. And it's not wrong. Seriously though, by the time you leave, you have a fresh look, a list of vitamins to buy, 3 new life goals, and a casual realization that maybe you do have mommy issues. It's a full spectrum experience, and it's all on a one-to-one basis with Felicia herself, who's been doing this for 30 years and is an American board certified hair colorist. She is legit. Her books are very busy because she is that good, but trust me, it is worth any amount of weight that you have to survive. So don't sleep on this. Call Felicia at 716-883-8800 to get yourself an appointment and get into the chair of the GOAT herself, Felicia Cardinelli. Mercury Salon, your favorite place to escape to and possibly cry a little, but in the best way. It's good for you. The other thing about cafe surfing and not working from home is, I'll convince myself that it's a smart thing to do, because if I have an in-person meeting, which I often will have, I'll be like, well, I'll just go to a cafe around there, might as well. However, again, ADHD kicking in here, I have a tendency to make decisions based off of how I'm feeling. How are you feeling? Which cafe do you feel like going to today? That's a dangerous question, my friend. That is a dangerous question. That question could take 30 to 45 minutes to an hour to come to a conclusion, because we could get stuck in decision paralysis. We could end up scrolling in the car. God knows. God knows. Maybe we drive to a cafe. It looks a little busy. There's nowhere to sit. Oh, we're going to have to go to another place. Suddenly, we've driven all around the city. No, can't do it no more. So here are some of the positives that have happened so far from it. Number 1, removed that decision paralysis. I go to a meeting, guess where I'm going after? Right back home, right back the fuck home. So that's great, because that has saved me ample amount of time. Number 2, it's actually made some of my other routines better. So again, like I said, went to the gym Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Super great. I get up, I drop the boys off at school. If they're here with me, if they're with their dad, then I just head right over to work or to the gym, stay with me. And then I come back, take a shower, get to work. So that's been good. So it's been helping a lot of my routines. And of course, I'm saving money. I'm saving a shit ton of money. I have coffee here. I have stuff to eat. I have lunch. I have leftovers. It's all here, and it's downstairs. So that's great too. Challenges. Number 1, the distractions at home. Getting notifications on my phone, laundry. Speaking of laundry, the fridge. One of the things I'm working on is putting my phone on Do Not Disturb. That was one of the potential habits for this month. I am off and on doing that. The thing that's tricky about it is I need to take calls from clients, and I have some clients who are listed as like, they can get through the Do Not Disturb, but there's some people like, for example, I was waiting for a call from a potential client today. I didn't have their number. they were a potential client, they had my number, they were going to call me. So I had to turn it off because I didn't want them to be blocked. So it gets a little tricky, but I am trying to stick to that. And that really does help because at the very least, I need to turn Instagram notifications off, Facebook notifications off, things like that. Letting my personal life interrupt my work hours. It is easier to fall into that sinkhole. It is easier to spiral here in my home than it is out in public. Although I don't mind a public spiral. I've done that a number of times. So, but the thing I'm trying to focus on now is an incredible quote, an incredible mantra that a mentor and beloved friend of mine has been steadily pumping into me for the last couple weeks. My reaction is my power. My reaction is my power. So anytime I start to fall into the spiral, anytime I find myself being triggered by anyone in my life, my reaction is my power, because it's true, right? That's the reality. If I am being triggered by someone who knows very well how to trigger me, if I react in a way that is detrimental to me and to my productivity, to my ability to do my work, to do the things on my to-do list, guess who that's affecting? Not them. It's me. My reaction is my power. And when I react in that way, I'm doing likely what they want me to do. They want me to react. They want me to be emotional. They want me to be tripped up. And so whether it's with a client or a personal relationship, if I am feeling about a thing and I stay in that and I have a habit of that. I have a habit of that, of calling this friend and this friend and this friend and like, what am I doing? I'm just killing myself. So leaning into that mantra, reminding myself of that mantra, my reaction is my power. The other issue, open schedule. My open schedule has been overwhelming. So my schedule's starting to slow down. I had my last client event for the year this week, and I have less meetings on the calendar. Everybody's starting to wind down a little bit. And so as I have a more open schedule, I become more overwhelmed because I have plenty to do. Oh, I assure you I have plenty to do. But I don't know how to pick. I'm having a real problem picking what to do first. And so then what do? You already know. So what I am going to do moving forward this weekend, I'm going to get back into the habit. I used to do this. I need to get it back. So that's what we're doing, of time blocking. And I'm in a time block by client, including I'll probably do a podcast time block, maybe a content creation time block for all of my businesses, my various businesses, and an admin time block. So I'm going to put those things in my calendar to remove, once again, just like with the cafe surfing, removing the decision paralysis and just making the decision for myself. Oh, now it's push buffalo time. Oh, now it is cooperation buffalo time. Oh, now it is email admin responding to quick messages time. Now it is podcast editing time. So that, again, it's not which thing should I choose? All of it feels so important. So those are some of the challenges. Those are some of the solutions I'm going to be working on this week. I have more to say, but I have to go get some soccer shit to my son. And I love him. And I don't want to stress him out. So I gotta go do that. But maybe I'll be back later and we'll do a second episode with thoughts on what's just happened with the Gemini full moon and what's been happening with the year of the snake and what's going to happen with the year of the horse. It's momentum, baby. The momentum. It's coming. Really hope. Thanks for listening. Become a bunch of Maffo. Become one of the bunch of Maffos. Thank you to all of the bunch that already exists. I love you guys so much. You can support this podcast at the $3, $5, $8, or $10 level. The link is in the show notes. It really means so much to me, honestly. It really does. It makes me feel loved and supported, which is important. Everyone should feel that, but also makes me feel like it's good that I'm doing this. Maybe it's helpful. I don't know. So if it's helpful to you, become part of the bunch. Otherwise, rate, review, like, I don't know, DM me. Do you want to go on a date? No. All right. See you soon. Bye.